As part of efforts to ensure efficiency in the management of public assets, the House of Representatives says plans are underway to reform the Bureau of Public Enterprises. This process began in Abuja on Monday during a public hearing to allow major stakeholders, including NDAs, submit proposals that will strengthen the operations of the agency. Our correspondent Anita Patrick completes the story.
Over the years, government's policies and drive on assets privatization have faced numerous setbacks. To salvage this trend, the House of Representatives is proposing the Asset Reform Bill to improve efficiency and management of the nation's public assets. At the public hearing, Chairman of the Assets Reform Bill Committee, as well as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, explained the rationale behind strengthening the bill on privatization and commercialization, which will help cushion the 2022 budget deficit of over $6 trillion.
The ministries, departments and agencies, that's the MDAs, will have the opportunity to use the new law efficiently through BPE to execute PPP infrastructure contracts with ease and speed.
At a time when our country is struggling with significant revenue challenges, it is of utmost importance for us to think critically and act decisively to ensure that we have in place a legal framework for privatization and public-private partnerships that allow us to collaborate with the private sector to meet our national public infrastructure demands, and at the same time make sure that we maximize the value potential of existing assets.
Not all infrastructure or assets need to be concessioned or privatized. We agree on that. But those that need to be privatized or concessioned should be guided by a clear, unambiguous and robust piece of legislation.
On his part, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babajide Fashola, insists that only a thorough check into the records of previous concessions could help salvage all privatized assets.
We need to be more circumspect about certain types of assets, and this is the important point. There are certain types of assets that the private sector just is unable to deal with.
For the labor union, Nigerians' rising poverty index is a clear indication of policy failure on the part of the government.
If by now we have commercialized or privatized, let me use the word privatized, 234 enterprises in Nigeria, and we said is to create wealth and address the issue of poverty, and as we speak we are the poverty capital of the world, something is wrong with that policy.
The Asset Reform Bill has passed both the first and second reading in the House of Representatives. The bill, if passed, could help block loopholes and strengthen the country's revenue drive. Anita Patrick, TV 360, Abuja.